Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ebony Janice. I go by Ebony Janice, which means that you should call me Ebony Janice. And the title of this episode is What Oshun Taught Me About Wanting. I love this title. I made the notes. I bulk prepared 100 days of content. So I'm on this 100-day YouTube journey. And so I wrote these notes a very long time ago. So I started this just before I press record. I'm like, ooh, I get to talk about this today. What I love about just recording this episode today, or re-recording it, because don't forget, I lost 30 episodes, that was already prepped. But re-recording this today just because just the other day, I was having a conversation with my godmother, my Iya, who also is a child of Oshun. And she was saying to me, whatever we were talking about, she said, do you ever feel any kind of way as a child of Oshun, that when people are like, I am, Oshun, da, 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 whatever, but you know that they haven't initiated it, they haven't gone through the same processes as you, do you feel any kind of way about it? And I was like, I actually don't. I actually get the attraction to Oshun. She is one of the most well-known Orisha. She has become even more popular inside of popular culture over the last several years as a result of Beyonce's representation of her inside of her Lemonade. And I think people just kind of gravitate to the idea of Oshun as this goddess of love and beauty, and so I don't feel any kind of way about it. I would be careful to just start naming and claiming a divinity that hasn't maybe necessarily named or claimed me. I am an initiated Ifa priest inside of a tradition where I am constantly having access to or having to bring offerings to different divinities, even divinities that I am not initiated to. For example, Ogun. I have had to appease Ogun many times. Many times. This is an inside moment. I'll be having to appease Ogun often. Just honestly block me. And I've had to appease Eshu. I mean, obviously everybody got to appease Eshu. I've had to appease Oya. I've had to appease Shango. I've had to appease many Orisha that I am not an initiate of. I've had to appease Olokun, which makes sense. I am the keeper of an Olokun shrine, but I am not an initiated Olokun priest. So there are Orisha, there are divinities that are not in my body, that have not been initiated to in particular, that have not gone through those rituals, that have not had the same, rituals as someone who's been initiated. Oh yeah, I have been initiated Ifa, Obatala, Oshun, and Egungun. And, there are other shrines that I'm responsible for. I have Eshu shrines in my home, I have Olokun shrine in my home, I have Egbe shrine in my home, but I'm not initiated Egbe yet. I'm not initiated Olokun, and I'm not initiated Eshu, but I've had to appease those Orisha, those divinities. So even inside of a tradition where sometimes the way that I am supposed to move forward is that I have to appease this particular divinity in order to move forward, I still wouldn't walk up on, oh yeah, I love you. I mean, I do, but girl, what are you doing? You're just approaching a primordial being with no hesitation. You don't got no questions. You don't feel like there might be a way in which you should consider this. So when I think about Oshun and what people think of Oshun as the goddess of beauty and sweetness, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, because number one, Oshun is not a goddess. Oshun is a primordial being. Oshun is a divinity. Oshun is the manifestation of one portion of what God intends to reveal to us in this primordial body. And so everybody running around with their gold on and their whatever, not realizing that Oshun's actual dress is white. The reason why she is often revealed or depicted in gold is really because her dress is dirty, because she done rolled around in the river crying. Everything she done been through, she been toiling. She been through tools and snares. So the gold looks beautiful, but you don't realize what had to happen in order for that dress to turn that color. And Oshun is not just actually even this idea of love. Really Oshun be teaching us how to long and lament and be weary and to desire. And I have been talking more and more about Black women having access to longing and desire. And so when I think about people attaching themselves to Oshun, who is my mother, right, who I am an initiate, I have gone through the mysteries, I've been in the thing and went through the thing and the thing, right? And I don't feel like a protectiveness of her in that way, because it's Oshun. Oshun don't really need me to protect her. I feel more of a protection for you. I feel not to be scary, but just to say, there is a certain reverence that you should approach any divinity with. Can you talk, beloved? Huh? For example, I'm not just walking up talking about I'm a child of Ma'at, unless there has been some very specific, calling where I have understood what I'm really saying and going through some type of, relationship. You ask me for something, this divinity asked me for something. There has to be something. You can't just walk up on a divinity yeah, no, you're mine. And so I feel like a protectiveness for you around just deciding that this little bit that you feel like about a primordial being now, and that you like that now that you've attached yourself to that, because what you don't realize is that children of Oshun, y'all love Beyonce. Beyonce's depiction of Oshun. She rocking around with a bat at some point. She's crazy. She's insane. And this what you want? This what you want to do? You're only thinking about the beauty. You're only thinking about Oshun with her Mary. You're only thinking about these depictions of Oshun as this beautiful divinity. And she is absolutely all those things. And also, ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. She's crazy. I had a 15-second pause at the beginning of this talking about appeasing Ogun for a reason. Oshun ain't got no sense. Child of Oshun. Not just say that about a primordial being. Oshun got some sense. I ain't got no sense. What I was saying in that regard is that the rage and the hoping and the wanting and the lingering and the holding on and the yearning, baby, just relax over there. So yeah, I'm never telling people don't be interested in the divinities. I love, the Orisha, all of them. all of them that are benevolent, right? And simultaneously, me, a fully initiated priestess, wouldn't just walk up on any of the divinities like, yeah, I'm here. Let's get it. Relax, babes.